Good morning, everybody. Kathleen here. Let's talk about balance a little bit today. Uh, Not just physical balance, as in balancing your postures, but balance energetically. There is a concept in yoga called the gunas, and according to the great yogis, all the matter in the universe is some combination and expression of the balance of the gunas, and there's three of them. Rajas, which is sort of aggressive, hot, fiery, spicy, in your face. Tamas, which is the opposite of that, kind of sluggish, slow, wet, heavy, a lot of inertia. And then in between the two, we have a state of balance that we call Sattva. And so in yoga, we're always looking, kind of always moving around that sattvic area and trying to center ourselves in it. The reason we do that is, first of all, it's a little bit more pleasant than the extremes at either end, but also because that's where our growth can happen most spontaneously, and with the least amount of interference from all of the swirl of the outside energies that can otherwise draw energy away or draw our attention away from what we're up to here in yoga, which is finding the true self, which exists somewhere in that state of balance, in that sattvic sweet spot in the middle of our practice. And you see this even in the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. The only thing he had to say about physical asana, the postures themselves, was Sthira Sukham Asana, which means the balance between comfort and ease and strength and effort. Let's start today by finding it with the breath. So we'll do a little bit of Nadi Shodhana today. If you're unfamiliar with this practice, you can keep your eyes open as I demonstrate. So starting with your right hand, you take the index and the middle finger and rest them on the third eye. Take your thumb outside the right nostril and your ring finger outside the left. Start by closing the right nostril and inhale through the left. Hold at the top. You're going to close the left nostril, open the right, and then exhale out the other side. Leaving that same side open, inhale. And close the right side, open the left, and exhale out. I'm going to pause here. So as we're doing this, we're going to go 6 counts in, holding for 6 counts at the top, and then 6 counts out the other side. You can also do it for a longer period of time as your lung capacity increases. But we'll start with 6, 6, and 6. And also, as you're breathing, you can visualize that motion of the energy up from one side to the third eye and then down the other. It's sort of a triangular shape that's going back and forth. What we're doing here, in terms of balance, is we're balancing the feminine channel in the body, on the left side of the body, Ida, with the masculine channel, Pingala, on the right side. And as those two come into balance, it focuses our energy in Sushumna Nadi, which is the center column of the spine, and also the pathway that Kundalini energy rises from Muladhara up to Sahasrara at the top of the head through the 7 chakras that we hear about all the time. So let's start. So 2 fingers, third eye. And we'll start by closing the right nostril, inhale on the left. 6 counts in. Holding 6 counts at the top. Close the left, exhale 6 counts at the right. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close both nostrils. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open the left. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open right. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And continue. Remember, visualizing that triangular motion. And as you're breathing, noticing any changes that are happening energetically in your body. As you're holding at the top, focusing on the third eye. 2 more rounds. And release. You can leave the eyes closed and take a moment to just assess the energetic state in your body. Hopefully you've come into a place where you're not feeling too agitated, but also not feeling too sluggish and too tamasic. All right. So let's take a moment to place the left hand on the low belly, right hand on the heart. Set your intention for practice this morning. It can be one of balance or anything else that's important to you today, or any other offering that you have for the world, for the people in your orbit, or for yourself in your practice. Hold that in your heart. And then release. And let's sweep the arms wide. Gather some chi. Bring the palms together overhead. And then exhaling. Draw the hands down to the heart. Again, sweep the arms wide. Pulling that chi in from the universe around you. And then draw it down, center it. Third time, sweep. Keep the shoulders relaxed here, palms meet the top. This time on your exhale, twist toward the right. I'm going the other way here. And then inhale, arms up to center, twist to the other side. Usually when I teach in person, I mirror the class, so when I'm saying left, it's your left, but my right. So we're going to continue to flow side to side here. Not that that's important. So we're waking up the spine. Inhaling through center, palms meet overhead. Exhaling each time you move into your twist. And this is just a gentle twist. We're not going too deep yet. I'm recording this at about 8 o'clock in the morning, so if it's morning for you, maybe there's some sleepiness stuck in the body, still feeling kind of sluggish and tamasic. We're wringing that out a little bit. Moving some synovial fluid. Again, keeping the shoulders relaxed. We don't need to hunch the shoulders up alongside the ears. Keeping your spine straight. So we're always rotating around that straight spine. One more twist. And then we'll meet back in the center, palms fall to the heart. Let's scoop your right hand up and over the right ear. Reach out through the fingertips. Left hand falls to the floor. You might be able to come down to your elbow depending on how much spaciousness you've got there in the ribs. Rotate that top shoulder back a little bit to keep the heart open. And then you can turn the gaze gently up toward the ceiling. Breathing into that right lung. Got some opening, some spaciousness there. And really lengthen out through the fingertips. And your next inhale, come up, palms meet, and then we'll exhale over to the other side. Reach out through the fingertips of the left hand. Gaze can begin to drift up toward the ceiling, rotating that top shoulder back and open. spaciousness in the rib cage. Balancing one side with the other. Reach long one more time. Inhale up. Hands to the sky. Hands to the heart. Hands to the floor. And then walk them forward. You can come down toward the floor, reaching down with the heart. Maybe the forehead comes down. Just bow to your practice. Offer it up. Send some breath into the back side of the body. Really inflating those lungs a lot here. Begin to engage your Ujjayi breath. A little constriction in the throat. And then keep the chin tucked in as you roll back up to a vertical spine. Nice job. And then we'll come on to hands and knees. As always, if you like a little extra cushioning under the knees, you can take an extra fold in your mat. Use a blanket. Come to all fours. And just take some gentle cat-cows. Inhaling, drop the belly down. Reach out through the crown. Really open up the front side of the body here. On your exhale, tuck the tailbone under and press the back of the heart up. Tuck the chin in at the end, vacuuming out the low belly. And then continue. A few more cat-cows, flowing at your own pace. You can make this kind of an elegant movement and let that ripple, that motion kind of wash through the body from the tailbone to the crown of the head. So we flex the spine side to side. Now we're flexing it front to back. And then we'll come back to a neutral spine in the middle. And keeping the right knee bent, raise that knee away from the center line, make some big circles. You can start with small actually, and get a little bit bigger with the knee. Waking up the hip socket, creating a little extra space there. Begin to add in some tiger kicks and draw the knee into the nose. You can mix it up here. You know, we can have a little balance between regimentation and precision in our practice, and doing things that are a little bit more free-form, a little bit more organic. So it doesn't have to be sort of a military practice all the time. And that's what some styles, like maybe Ashtanga or Bikram, tend to be very precisely prescribed. That's the way we practice them. Let's switch sides here. So coming over to the left leg, knee bent. You know, in other styles like vinyasa flow, and there's some organic yoga styles that are much more about what does the body want to do naturally, and there's a reason to honor that. Because the body has its own wisdom, the body always knows what it needs, and the pranas in the body move in specific ways. And so part of what we're doing here is learning to notice those and understand them. Let's come back to a neutral spine and just make some big circles here. Big circles with the tailbone, back over the heels, come up the other side. And then swirling the upper body around as well, waking up the shoulders some more. And then we'll come back in the middle, tuck the toes, extend the knees, come up to down dog. Pressing up with the tailbone, really reaching up toward the ceiling, reach the chest toward the upper thighs here. Pedal out the heels a few times. Wag your tail side to side. Let the head hang heavy. And let's inhale forward to plank. And hold plank for a moment. You can drop the knees here if you'd like a little extra support. Otherwise, we're reaching out through the crown of the head, back through the heels. Really backing out the belly here, engage the full core. How long can you feel here from the heels to the crown of the head? Is the back of the neck staying long so you can feel all that? You can tuck the chin down a little bit. Feel how that lengthens the back of the neck. Not tucking the whole head, of course. But just feeling that axis of energy that comes up. It's describing the length of your body here. Staying tall in the shoulders. Take a deep inhale. On your exhale, contract the belly, press the hips up and back, come back to down dog. Find your down dog. Breathe here. Using the dry breath. Inhale forward to plank again. Exhale back to down dog. Flow this a few times, back and forth. And we're engaging the belly here to initiate this movement back and forth. So when you draw the belly in, you press the hips back, reach the chest toward the thighs. So really that's where all the activity is happening, and kind of in the lower abdomen here, and the rest of the body is just moving with it. That's why planks are so good for the abs. We'll meet back and down dog. And then come back down to all fours. Reach back with the right heel. Really extend through that heel. And then add in the left arm. So feeling energy from the heel to the tips of the fingers. Again, belly is engaged here. And then we'll bend that knee behind us, reach around. See if you can grab the ankle. You could use a strap here if that's helpful. Press the mat away from you. Firm connection between Hasta Bandha in the hand and the mat, kicking up the heel behind you. Try to move that heel toward the center line so that it's not flying out to one side. You don't have to kick too hard here. Let the front side of the body open. And then inhaling, lengthen, reach out again. And then lower the hand. Draw the knee in toward the nose, and then curl the toes under the other foot, and then press back to down dog with that right leg up in the sky. And then shake your leg out here a little bit. You take the ankle for a spin, and then bend that knee and allow the hips to open, stack open toward the long edge of the mat. The knee keeps rising up toward the ceiling. So it's spaciousness in that lower right quadrant of the abdomen. And then inhale, re-level the hips, extend that knee. Exhale, draw the knee through, plant the foot in between the hands. Leave your left hand down, and inhale, open up into a twist toward that front knee. Back knee is straightening, reach out through the heel. You could lower that back knee to the ground if you like. Inner thighs reaching toward each other. Exhale, release your twist, frame the front foot, step back to down dog. Inhale forward to plank, and then lower the knees down to the ground. And I'm going to reach back with the left heel this time. Engage the belly, feel your connection in the left hand, and then add in your right. You notice in yoga we're always balancing the left side of the body with the right side of the body, which in turn helps balance the hemispheres of the brain. And then you can bend that knee, reach around, find the ankle, and kick up. Again, gentle kick here. Try to keep the heel in the center line of the body so it's not flying out to one side or the other. You can always hold in the initial position if the spine isn't available to you, or use a strap. Inhaling, release, and reach long. And then lower that hand to the ground, draw the knee in toward the nose, tuck the toes of the opposite leg and kick up. Press up to down dog, kicking that left leg up behind you. Bend the knee, allow the hips to stack to the long edge of the mat, getting a nice lengthening in the left side body. Inhaling into the left line. Spin the ankle around a little bit here. And then inhale, re-level the hips, extend that knee. Exhale, draw the knee all the way forward. Plant the foot between the hands, leave your right hand down this side at a time, and then inhale, open up into your twist. So the hips are sinking down, long through the crown of the head, back leg straightened, back knee straightens. Reaching up through the fingertips. Inner thighs press gently toward each other. Exhale, release your twist. Now I'm going to draw that back foot forward, come into forward fold at the top of your mat. Hang heavy here for a moment. Let gravity draw down on the crown of the head. Grab your opposite elbows and just let them hang there. So monkey arms. Ragdoll arms, I should say. A little sway back and forth. Feeling spaciousness in the spine, hopefully. And then we're going to release the arms and slowly roll up to standing. So contract the belly to protect your lower back as you come up. Let the arms hang heavy. Chin stays tucked in until you get to the very top. Then we roll the shoulders back, retract the shoulder blades, spin the arms wide. Palms rise up, hands meet overhead. And then palms draw down the center line and come to rest at the heart. Nice job. A couple of sun salutations here. Inhale, sweep the hands high, palms meet. Exhale, dive in, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in, plant the hands, step back to plank. Knees down, plank if you like. I'm going to hold plank for a moment here. And then exhale, lower the knees, and just lower like you're doing a push-up. Sort of baby chaturanga here, coming to the mat. On an inhale, lift up to baby cobra. Exhale, release, tuck the toes, and then press back to down dog. Inhale, look forward toward the hands, bend the knees, and either walk or float the feet up to Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen through the spine, crown of the head. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms, rise up, palms meet. Exhaling, dive back into your practice, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back. And then on your exhale, you can drop the knees if you want, or take chaturanga with the knees up. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog with the thighs raised. Exhale, contract the belly again, press those hips back. Down dog. Inhaling, look forward at the thumbs, walk or float, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. How's your breathing? Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms, rise up, palms meet. Exhaling, hands to heart. Move this mat back a little bit. Adding on now. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, dive in, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back to plank. Exhale, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, raise the right leg up behind you. Exhale, draw the knee through. Plant foot between the hands, spin the back heel down, and then open up into warrior two. So finding our warrior two, front knee is bent, moving away from the center line. Shoulders are relaxed. Line of energy from fingertips to fingertips. Inhale, reach forward, flip the palm, and then we'll reverse. So open up the side ribs. Gaze can be up at the ceiling here, you can look down toward the heel behind you. Reach long on the inhale. On the exhale, cartwheel the hands down, bring the forward foot, step back to down dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, go through your vinyasa. Meeting back and down dog. Inhale up at the left leg. Exhale, draw the knee forward, plant it between the hands and spin your back heel down. On your inhale, cartwheel up to warrior two. Find your warrior. Sealing the outside edge of that back foot. If that's not happening for you, step that foot forward a little bit. Long through the fingertips, shoulders relaxed. Gaze is over the middle finger of the front hand. Reach forward, flip the palm, and inhale to reverse. Again, gaze up toward the ceiling, or maybe down toward the heel behind you. You can even take a bind here. Feel into your front knee, which should be moving outward. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cartwheel down, front of the front foot, step back. Inhale, forward to plank. And go through vinyasa. Bend the knees a lot, look forward at the thumbs, and either walk or float the feet up to come to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhaling, bend the knees, sweep the arms, rise up, palms meet. Exhaling, dive back into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Plant the hands and step back to down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, draw the knee forward, plant the foot between the hands. Now we're going to rise up to lunge. So lunge with the front, with the right knee forward, staying up on the toes of the back foot. We have the arms alongside the ears, shoulders relaxed. On an exhale, dive forward a little bit, and then reach the hands alongside the body like arrow arms. So the palms are up toward the ceiling, and you're lengthening through the crown of the head, reaching back through the knees. Inhale, back up. Exhale, reach. Building some strength now. Inhale, up. You hear my dog drinking water in the background. Exhale. One more inhale, up. Now, taking weight into the front foot, hands will come to the heart, and we're going to come forward onto that front foot, and then draw the knee up to hip level. So balance, balancing on that right foot, and then keeping that left ankle flexed, cross it over the right knee, and then we're going to begin to sit down into our standing pigeon. So as the ankle stays flexed to protect the knee, knees dropping open, hands come to prayer, feeling balance in that standing foot. Spine stays long, so no arch in the lower back here. And then if you like, you can go a little deeper, begin to drop the elbows on to that cross leg. Some of you might be able to begin to reach for the floor here. You can use blocks if they're handy. Eventually getting hands flat on the floor, and then there's an arm balance after this. I won't do that this morning. Keeping it mellow today. On an inhale, you can come back up to standing, and then arms alongside the ears, and then gently step that foot back to come into your, hopefully in balance, lunge. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Hands to the floor, step back to down dog. Inhale forward to plank, and go through vinyasa. Meeting back and down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, draw the knee forward, plant the foot between the hands, and then sweep up. On your inhale, coming up to high lunge. Arms alongside the ears, shoulders relaxed. On an exhale, lay it open, reach up to the crown of the head. Lifting up through the heart, reaching out through the heel behind you. Inhale, hands back to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. And then beginning to take weight into that front foot again. We're going to dip forward a little bit. And then come up onto that foot and draw the knee up to hip level. Ankles flexed, cross it over the left knee. And then we begin to sit into our balancing pigeon. Almost like you're sitting in chair pose here. Spine stays straight. Find your breath. And then if you'd like to go deeper, begin to open the hands onto that crossed leg. Again, lengthening out through the crown of the head. Keep those shoulders low. Maybe deeper still. Coming down with the hands toward the mat. Fingertips, blocks maybe. Find your balance, find your quietude. You're still centered. Effort and ease. Always pivoting back and forth between the two. Hands come to prayer and come back up. Knee comes up and forward. Then we're going to carefully step it back. Coming into lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lay it open. Lift up through the heart. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Hands to the floor, step back. Inhale, forward to plank. Lower the knees to the mat. Press the hips back to child's pose. Oh, you were waiting for that, right? Forehead comes down. Flip the palms over. Symbolically offer up whatever's going on in the head right now. Whatever noise is, whatever rajasic stuff you've got running around in there. This is where we balance that out with our release, with our relaxation. Our allowing. Breathing into the backside of the body. And we're using the breath here to expand the ribcage. So we don't have to just do that mechanically with our postures. We use the breath. Every time you take a deep breath, you feel how big the ribs get, how they expand out to the sides. That too is creating flexibility, mobility. Relax your shoulders. Turn the palms back over. Draw yourself back up onto all fours and then extend one foot and then the other. Back to plank. Here we are again in our plank. Are you feeling balance from the hands to the feet? Even pressure? Not hanging out too heavily in any one of your appendages. Notice where the weight is in the hands. Is it evenly balanced? And let's draw that right knee forward, plant it beneath the hip. Leave the right hand down directly beneath the shoulder. Spin your back heel down. And on an inhale, open up into a supported side plank. You can take that inside foot out a little bit, like a kickstand, if that's helpful. And if you'd like, begin to lift the top leg away from the floor. Begin to fly it up. Keep that ankle flexed and reach out through the heel. Final option to reach this arm up over the head. Top shoulder always opening. Heart stays open. Exhale, lower that back foot if you've raised it. Come back to your plank. Find that firmness in the belly. And then bring the left knee forward, plant beneath the left hip. Left hand under the shoulder, spin the back heel down and open. Supported side plank. If you like, flex the back heel and lift that leg away from the floor. And then maybe extend the arm out over the ears so you get a long line of energy from the heel to the fingertips. Find your breath here, use your ujjayi. Lengthen, inhale one last time. Exhale, return to plank. And press back to down dog. And then inhale forward all the way to plank. We're going to lower onto our bellies. Inhale up to baby cobra. Hands lift slightly. You can challenge yourself. Lift the fingers. Exhale, release. Turn your head to one side. Rest the ear against the mat and extend the arms alongside the body. Inhale, return the chin to center. Now leave the arms where they are. Begin to reach back to the fingertips and the toes. Now inhale, lift the heart away from the mat. Keep reaching, using that backward motion through the fingertips to help with your lift. Legs fly up as well. Hold here in a static posture if you like, or if you want to add on, exhale, reach the hands forward like Superman. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. One more exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Interlace the fingers, and then reach back with the knuckles. Legs come a little higher, chest comes a little higher. Hold here. Keep breathing. Exhale, release. Turn the head to the opposite side. Relaxing your reverse Savasana. So we're going to go from effort to total relaxation, total release. Just as the body balances between inhale and exhale, we find that place of peace in the space between the two, in the space between our thoughts. That's where the sweet spot is. Inhale, return the chin to center. Take the hands into the shoulders and press yourself back. We're going to come up into a seat. So find your seat. Maybe rock back and forth so you can get the right contact between the sit bones. And bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. Holding the ankles or the feet on an inhale, you straighten the spine here and let those knees drop open. So working into those adductor muscles on the insides of the upper thighs. And you can hold here with this tall spine, and then begin to come forward. Maybe even using a little bit of pressure with the elbows to open the knees out. You can tuck in here. And here's where we're going to use as much relaxation as possible, because we know the hips hold a lot of energy. We know the hips hold a lot of stress, old traumas, old arguments, old, stuck stuff that'll be in your hip sockets a lot of the time. So take your attention there, send the breath there. When we say send the breath there, that's a visualization that's actually helping you to move pranic energy into a particular spot. So if I say breathe into the hamstrings, breathe into the lower back, whatever it happens to be, the breath we know is not actually going there, but what we're doing is moving the prana there for a specific purpose. So breathing into those muscles that are feeling challenged right here, in the inner and upper thighs. You can find another millimeter of space. Don't force it, of course. And toward the end, if you want, you can even walk the hands forward a little bit. I do not have super open hips. Some people can lay it right out here. I'm not one of those people. And that's okay. Your body may be built that way. One of my teachers has said to her class on a number of occasions that, she practices every day and has done so for years and years, but has a hard time sitting in easy pose because of the way her hips were built. And that's just the way it is. We can't fight the way nature made us. On an inhale, begin to come back up to seated. Draw the knees up and together. And let's extend the right knee forward. Draw the left knee in toward your armpit. On an inhale, rise up with the left arm. On an exhale, dive the shoulder inside the knee. Now, if this is enough for you, you stay right here. If you have a strap, if you haven't done yoga for a while, maybe you're new, you don't have a lot of mobility in the hips, you could be up here with a strap. But for those of us who want to go a little deeper, so left shoulder inside the knee, and then begin to wrap that arm around toward the low back. And then the right hand goes around, and maybe you find a bind back there. Grab the wrist, grab the fingertips. You could grab your shirt or even use a strap. And then chin tucks in. As we get very deep and introspective here. And some postures are big, expansive. Others challenge us to gaze inward, to draw our attention in, our pratyahara, away from the stimuli of the external world and into the magical kingdom that lies within us. It's always there, but we're always letting our attention be distracted by things outside of ourselves. And so yoga is an opportunity, especially in these forward-folding, introspective postures, to start to notice what's in there. Maybe you can even find the space between the breaths. And then inhale, release. We'll come back up to seated. Cross this foot over the knee. Leave this bottom leg extended if that's more comfortable. But otherwise, bend the knee and bring the heel back toward the hip for a spinal twist. On an inhale, we're going to swim that left hand back toward the tailbone. And then the other arm rises up. And you can give that top knee a hug toward you, or perhaps you can take the elbow outside for half load of the fishes. And then on an inhale, we're straightening the spine, reaching tall. Exhaling, deeper to our twist. Chin toward the back shoulder. Notice if that inside hip wants to rise up off the mat a little bit. If so, press it back down and don't go quite so deep into your twist. Reach with the eyes. Even if the body doesn't twist as deeply as you might like, you can reach with the eyes and eventually the body will follow. One more inhale, tall. One more exhale, maybe another millimeter into your twist. And then gently release. Walk the hands through center and around to the other side. Counter twist. Releasing the counter twist. Face forward once again. And then we rock back on the sacrum. And then bring the right knee into the chest, left foot forward. Pramarichiyasana on the other side. So have that knee in, inhale, right arm up. Exhale, dive the shoulder inside that knee. And either keep reaching for the foot here or begin to bend the elbow around toward the low back. Other hand goes around. And we find our bind. Fingertips, wrists, whatever's available to you. Top knee keeps moving in toward the armpit. Chin tucks in. Front foot stays flexed. Finding the breath. Exploring your inner landscape maybe. Send your attention inward here. Balance between inside and outside. The whole universe is built on opposites because nothing can exist without its opposite. But the balance is important because the balance is that around which dynamism revolves, if that makes any sense. You think of the center of a hurricane, the center of a whirlwind. That's the sweet spot, and all the activity happens around it, but we can always find our calm in the center somewhere. Whether it's the center of a posture, that balanced statement posture, in your mind, in your breath. And then inhale, release, come back up, and then cross this foot over the knee, bend the knee, bring that heel back, reestablish contact with the sit bones. The hips stay parallel facing forward. On an inhale, swim back with the right hand, planted at the base of the spine. Other arm rises up. Hug your knee toward you. Maybe take the elbow outside. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Keep that inside hip pressed down. Chin toward the back shoulder. One more inhale, tall. One more exhale. Twist a little deeper, not too deep. Gently release. Walk the hands out, around through the front, and then counter twist to the other side. Nice job. Release back to center. Inhale, back on the sacrum. And then release the feet forward. We're going to lower onto our backs. Have your strap handy. Actually, before we move on, if you don't have a strap handy, take a moment to go get one. And once you've got your strap, you pause the video if you need to, have about a 3-foot, 2.5 to 3 foot loop in it ready to go. You place that near your dominant hand so it's handy when you need it. And then we're going to lower onto our backs. 1 vertebrae at a time. Challenge yourself as you come down. You can go a little bit slower toward the end. Really work the abs as you come down. And then once we've reached the mat, draw the knees into the chest, make little circles here. Massage out the sacrum. And then place the feet flat on the floor for a set of bridge. Hip width distance apart, brush the backs of the heels with the fingertips, palms are down. On an inhale, tuck the tailbone toward you, begin to lift the hips up, press them up toward the ceiling, and then shift your shoulder blades over a little bit. Take weight out of the neck and into the shoulders. If it's available to you, interlace the fingers for a bind. And then find your breath here. So the weight is mostly in the heels. On the inhales, we're pressing up. Exhales, consolidating that lift in the torso. If you're in that bind, press the heels of the hands together, press the baby fingers down into the mat. One more inhale up. Exhale, gently release. Lower back to the floor. Draw the knees in toward the shoulders and then reach between the legs. Grab your big toes, outsides of the feet for happy baby. Maybe the ankles. I've had some students who appreciate a strap here as well. If you don't have as much hip mobility as you'd like, you could use a strap. Rocking out your happy baby. Keep the tailbone pressing down, knees drive down alongside the ribs. Then replace the feet on the floor. Second set of bridge, just like we did. Or, for those of you who want to do a wheel, invert the hands behind the shoulders. And then on an inhale, begin to press up. Come to the top of the head first. And then inhale, press all the way up. Extend the elbows. Find your breath here. 5 deep breaths. One more inhale, press up. Exhale, lower, tuck the chin. Come down onto the back. Knees in toward the chest. Happy baby again. Now you've got your strap handy, right? So you can release the feet from happy baby. And then take your strap. I'm going to turn a little sideways here so you can see better. Choose a foot and then loop the strap underneath the sole of the foot. Have the buckle out to the side so it doesn't end up resting on your body anywhere. Other end of the loop is going to go around the back of the head, over the ears, around the back of the head like a headband. Now this is the point where you would adjust the strap a little longer or shorter depending on your mobility and flexibility in the hamstrings. Your opposite leg is going to be extended all the way out. And what we're looking for is a nice balance between the weight of the head and the leg. You have a soft bend in this knee. This is a passive hamstring stretch. It's super relaxing. You can extend the arms out to the side. My strap is actually a little bit shorter here than I would like, so I'm going to lengthen that. The important thing is to be comfortable. This is not an efforting posture. This is, there we go. So you're feeling kind of like you're in a hammock. And send some breath, send your prana into the hamstring muscles on the back side of the thigh. Arms are out like a big letter T. And then finding the space of relaxation here and breath. Maybe you're feeling some Stretch in the back of the calf as well. So wherever the challenge in the muscles is, and it should be in the belly of the muscles as opposed to into any of your joints. If you're having joint pain come up, please back out. If this bothers your neck, please back out or unhook it entirely from the back of the head and just hold the strap in your hand. If this feels awesome, you can stay right here. If you want a little bit of external rotation, then unhook the strap from the back of the head. Hold it in the same side hand as that leg. And then begin to let the leg fall away from the center line of the body. You'll use your other arm reaching away from the body like a counterbalance here. Just working into the inner thighs. Those of you who have really open hips probably have your leg all the way down to the floor. Again, I'm not one of those people. Something I've just had to accept about my body over the years. That's Blaze. And that feels good and complete. Inhale as you draw that leg back up to center. And then just bend the knee in toward the chest so you can unhook and switch sides. So same thing. Strap under the sole of the foot. Other end of the strap goes around the back of the head. Again, adjust the length. The body is usually different from one side to another, so if you need shorter or longer strap here, you can do that, or hold it in your hand. We find our place of balance. Where does it feel good? The body always wants to return to balance. You notice that in, of course, we have our sleep-wake cycle. So the wake cycle is a little bit more rajasic. Tamas rules when we're sleeping. And we know how, uncomfortable it feels when those things aren't working right. If we're trying to get things done but we're feeling sluggish, we reach for the caffeine. Find that balance. If we can't sleep, well, maybe we reach for something else. Sedative. Not necessarily the most functional coping strategies, but you do what you have to do sometimes. But you could also do Nadi Shodhana. Say you're having a bad bout of insomnia, can't find that balance, can't fall asleep. Do some breathing exercises. That's what they're there for. Move the prana, to balance the prana. Now stay there if you like, or unhook from the back of the head, and then begin to take your external rotation, holding the strap in your hand instead. Again, breathing, sending prana into those inner thigh muscles. Let those open up. Those are long muscles, so they can hold a lot of tension. If you haven't practiced for a while, the body's gotten a little bit stiff, we use the breath for that as well. The breath can be a softening agent. Intend for that prana to help soften the muscle, help the muscle know that it's cared for and that it's safe for it to open up. Maybe that sounds silly to some people, but it really does work. Because as we practice more and more, we become ever more aware and discerning of the energies in the body. We begin to notice what's in balance, what's out of balance, what needs attention. Because something's out of balance, it's like a top that's wobbling. Or a ceiling fan. I'm looking up at my ceiling fan. When one of the blades is a little heavier than the other and the thing gets out of balance, then things start to go wrong. You think of a wheel on a car that's out of balance. We always need to find that sweet spot. On an inhale, gently draw the leg back up to center if you've moved it. And then bend the knee, unhook your strap. Draw both knees in toward the chest. Curl yourself up into a really tight ball here. Tuck the chin in. And then release into your final Savasana. Okay, I get back on the mat and center. You can pause the tape here and take a nice long Savasana if you like. Tuck the shoulder blades under a little bit toward the spine. Release your breath. Close the eyes. Scan the body for any remaining tension. Relax your jaw. Relax the muscles of the face. Relax the space between the eyebrows. Relax the crown of the head. Gently begin to return your awareness to your body, coming back to this moment. Little movements in the fingers and toes. Rock the head side to side. And maybe reach the arms long overhead. Take a nice big stretch like you're waking up from a nap. And then draw the knees up toward the chest and roll to one side. Rest in fetal position for a moment. And then gently press your way back up to a seat. So we close the circle of our practice where we began, sitting with a tall spine. Take a moment to remember your intention from the beginning of class. And hold that in your heart today, going forward. Thank yourself for practicing. Know that your practice benefits not just you and your body, but everyone you come into contact with, well, or don't come into contact with right now, as well as the body of the world as a whole. And we do know the world could use an awful lot of healing right now. So do thank yourself for contributing to that. Hands come together in prayer at the heart. My name is Kathleen. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Like and subscribe below if you would. I would love that. And I'll see you next time. Namaste.